Welcome back to Tiny Grimes Games, and I'm here with another Elder Scrolls Legends video. And today I want to talk about the budget deck that got me from rank 7 all the way to Legendary in 2 days. That's right, 2 days. It took me a little bit of time, but I was able to pretty much steamroll all the way, including a win streak that went right from the Serpent of One all the way to Legends. So that was pretty cool. Basically what we're looking at here is a budget tokens deck. And for most of these token decks, you're going to be using yellow, and the key card is going to be Divine Fervor. Divine Fervor is just amazing. It lets you basically put out a bunch of guys and then go, oh, all those tokens that were kind of irrelevant, they ain't irrelevant anymore. Now they're +1/+1. And what's great about this card that maybe you don't know, it stacks. Let's say you have 2 out. I had one game where I had 3 out. Everyone's +3/+3. All you guys being +3/+3 means you probably are winning that game. So that's ridiculous. This is the one card that I would say you pretty much need to make if you're going to run this deck. I think you could get away with 2. I was trying to run it at 1 for a while. It was mildly successful. I was getting stalled around rank 5, and then I just crafted 2 more, and boom, went all the way to Legend without too much trouble. So that card is amazing. Let's skip to the non-essential Legendary. So it has the Bone Colossus. He's a legendary. Don't make him. If you don't have him, don't worry about it. He's cool. He's great. Dropping down a guy in turn 7 and filling the lanes, that's great and all, but it's not absolutely essential. This guy, the Hoffinger Marauder, he probably doesn't even belong in the deck. He's kind of overcosted at 5. He has won me several games, but I think he's probably also lost me a game or 2, where when you need a really good card, you get him as your 5-drop, and you go, oh, that's not that helpful. But it can be crazy. Sometimes you get to destroy runes and set people up with amazing weapons, but don't craft him either. He's not that useful. So basically the linchpins of the deck are, like I said, the linchpin is Divine Fervor. Another really great card is the 5th Legion Trainer. That's another way to buff your guys. So now they're all +1 attack. And then basically from there, you're just rounding out with all of the small drops. Hopefully you have 3 of each of them, as they're almost all commons. The Scouting Party, the Bruma Profiteer, another just really well-costed guy. He's not critical. The life gain, you might be looking at that and thinking, oh, do I have to have him because of the life gain? No, he's fine. Like, the life gain is great and all, but it's not necessary. He's just a good body for 2. So if you don't have him yet because he's a rare, don't worry about it. You want cards like the Kvatch Soldier. He's really good. Just imagine him with a +1 from the 5th Legion to make him a 3/3. He becomes a 4/4 with Divine Fervor. So just for a 2-drop, you get a really good card. Imperial Legionnaires is another guy I really like for only 3. He's really well costed. The Resolute Ally. At first, I only had like 1 or 2 of them in this deck. But as I realized more and more, the deck is almost entirely yellow. He's just an incredible bargain and sets up some amazing trades for you. And then shifting over to some of the other characters, so we have like Midnight Sweep ×3. He's just a really good card. A Prophecy, sticking down a guard in each lane. He'll save your life several times. He's a really good card. He's a rare. I mean, you don't have to make him for this deck. That's what makes this deck so great. It's a budget deck that really doesn't need any one card. Like if you happen to have a couple Pack Wolves, you can use those instead of other guys. They're a common. I actually only have the one that's golden, which is kind of funny. I like the Pit Line in this deck. I would possibly run 2 if I had them. I don't. He's really strong. North Point Captain is a really strong card. Again, just putting multiple creatures down to be able to buff with Divine Fervor. I had 3 Bruma Armorers in the deck. So this tells you how flexible this deck is. This guy's great. He buffs your tokens. But he's only a 3. I mean, he's only a 2/2 for 3, so I've ended up deciding I don't like him as much. Like, there's games where he's bananas and totally broken. But when he's not totally amazing, he tends to be kind of meh. I don't love him. Deadly Draugr, he's just a nice guy. You have a lethal in there. Some interesting cards, though, are Imprison. So, Imprison is one of these cards where you might look at it and say, well, I mean, how often am I going to have 4 or more yellow creatures? The answer is pretty often. But even when you don't, it's a highly flexible card. Just being able to lock down their big body to allow you then to close out the game can be really useful. And also, like I said, you often have 4, and look at it combined with Imperial Reinforcements. You stick 4 guys in a lane, and then you play Imprison. So Imprison is a really good card. I could be convinced to go up to 3. Certainly, if you don't have some of the other cards, going to 3 is probably fine. Another just amazing critical card is Piercing Javelin. I imagine you have 3 of them. If you don't craft them. You'll get them soon enough. But, you know, basically, they destroy a rune. This comes off the top. You destroy their best creature. Like, it's really awesome, especially in a deck like this, where you just need that little bit of breathing room to be able to push through. I really like Golden Saint because you often have the lead. It can be a frustrating card because you kind of have to play around it, play towards it. But when you can put out on, say, turn 5 with the Elixir 2/4/4s, I mean, it can be game-breaking and just the game ends at that particular moment. So he's great. You probably want to have some sort of silence in the deck. I really like Shadowfen Priest because not only does he silence, he destroys a support card. So in that mirror matchup, he's going to hit their Divine Fervor, which can be really useful. I don't remember how I got Edict of Azura, if it's a card you just get from the story or not, but it's a really good card. Again, don't craft it, but it's very strong. I would probably want one of those 2 in the deck, both of them if you have them. I would consider going up to a second Shadowfen Priest if I had them at my disposal. I do not. Let's see, any other cards in here? The only other one I guess left is the Loyal House Carl. He's another guy that if you have him, you have him. If you don't, you don't. I mean, it's not that amazing. It's just every now and then he'll pop off the top and give somebody guard or buff that guy that you need. Really, again, the keys are just Divine Fervor. You probably want at least 2 Imperial Reinforcements. Try to get that 3rd one. And then just anything that's popping out, tokens, guards, any number, mix and match these cards. It's all fine. Warcry is another great closer. But essentially, it's one of these decks where no one card means anything. They're all just good. Like, certainly the Sapper could go in this deck. Any number of cards could slot in there. So let's go ahead and see it in action and see what it looks like when it's doing its thing. Alright, so let's hop into the rank queue and see how she does. Oh, I fell all the way to 70. I was playing last night when I was late. When I shouldn't have been playing. Having fun, but did hurt my rating a little bit. See how the deck does against Cruise D. The Imperial Captain. I am champion. Alright, let's see what we've got here. We're going second. We've got 2 great pieces and 1 not quite as great piece. We don't really need an Imprison immediately. It's fine. It's not great. It's not what you want to see. Like I said, it combos very well with Imperial Reinforcements. It doesn't combo quite as well with 2 guys that are not tokens in any way. Alright. Cruz is heavily thinking out whether he wants to play his 1-drop or not. Or which one. Looks like we have a mirror. He's super annoying. So we'll stay away from that guy. I think we'll start with the 5th Legion so that all of our guys are getting pumped. If he were to drop another one of those guys in front of the Legion, I could always drop the Soldier. I don't think he has another one. I think he was just trying to debate, it's a debate I often have with him is, do I just claim a lane and say, this lane is mine or not? Because in the token deck, it's really nice to get those tokens going. Interesting. I definitely don't play him in mine. Not that he's a bad card. Alright, so which way do we go here? I think we're going to play the Profiteer. Probably next turn playing the North Point Captain. The drop will come out as a 1/4, which can be really useful. She is the most annoying card ever. Yeah. The nice thing with Imprison is we might be able to get to a spot where we get to play Imprison and kill the 1/1, which could be really useful. Boy, I hate to see this buff happen, but I don't see a way around it. No. We'll be able to get around the buff. By playing the captain instead of the soldier. Okay. And so this is looking pretty good also for Saint. We're playing this particular game with an eye on being able to play Golden Saint on turn 5 with the elixir. So it's only 2 more turns. If we can keep the lead with this board state, we probably will be able to, unless he puts down something really good. It'll be interesting if I find a silence, if I want to silence that 3/3 or save it for the Divine Fervor. Divine Fervor is so strong in these type of decks, though. I don't know what he's doing, actually. He might not be running a Divine Fervor deck. That was really painful. that was very painful, actually. I wish that had not happened. I think we'll probably play the soldier. Yeah, I think what we'll do is soldier, and then whatever gets buffed will end up javelining. Probably really want to play Golden Saint next turn. But I think we just do it this way. Let's go. And first, just going to go face. We're giving him more cards, which I don't like. But on the flip side, we're getting very close to being able to play Saint. And then once we play Saint, we're getting really close to being able to imprison. Like, things are kind of coming together at that point. That's really interesting. He's going to play something before proccing. I think he would want to proc first, because having a 5/5 dude with ward or having that guy become bigger is also really good. Okay. Well, this is looking pretty strong too. That's definitely a womp womp. Yeah, 5/5 ward is that's super strong. There's not a lot we can do about that at the moment, because we really want to drop Golden Saint this turn. Boy, we've got some stuff happening now. Reinforcements with Warcry, with Imprison. If I really wanted to, I could just drop reinforcements, imprison the 5/5. Next turn, trade off that 1/1. Kill him. That might be the way to go, and then Saint the next turn once we've really taken over this board. I think that is what I'm going to do. It gives me a lot of health also. There's just a lot of positive aspects of this play. Really negates everything he's been working towards. Let's see, which way do I do it? I guess I do it. It's funny because it's also card. Like, this is what makes this game so fascinating. Is, do I want to give him one more card here? I'm not sure I do. Let's do the math. If we get to 10, okay, we're gonna do it this way because we're threatening lethal on top of everything else. We're threatening lethal with only 1 rune pop. So if he decides not to trade his 1/1 awesome lethal dude for my little chump, then I have the option of just going Warcry and swinging for the game. Which will be very interesting if we're able to win this quickly without Divine Fervor, which I'm claiming is, you know, like the whole key to the deck. But at least we got to see the awesome combo with reinforcements and ooh, that's really unfortunate. Reinforcements and imprison. Oh, what a great play for him. Talk about no lethal now. Oh, what an unfortunate situation for him. Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. But you just got wrecked by Imprison. So without Imprison, we don't swing for lethal here. With Imprison, lethal is upon us. Boom. Boom. And that's it. That's game. There you go. There's the token deck in all its glory. So check it out. Remember, even Divine Fervor isn't always necessary. It's a great card. I'd craft it if you're going to make this, but It's really the only one card. As you notice, the legendaries had no impact on that game in any way. It was just tokens for days, overrun your opponent, imprison can be amazing, and I hope you enjoyed the deck, and I'll see you next time on Tiny Grimes Games.